In front of me I have the Xiaomi POCO Pad M1, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device, its specifications, and my general opinions about the device itself. Okay, so let's just get straight into this. Now, I do want to say POCO with the phones has been absolutely smashing it. So let's hope that the tablet is basically more of just that. What the hell is this? Oh, nice stickers, and they don't look absolutely cringe. Okay. Ugh, smells like China. Anyway, so there's some information right here. Actually, I'm not gonna go into those right here, so let's just open it up and read them later on. This is a chunky device, it's not a super light one. Below that we have our charging cable. It's a Type A to Type C. Some paperwork with the European Union energy sticker, so we get about 103 hours of battery life, and that's it. It's honestly a little bit disappointing. There wasn't much in there. Boot it up. There we go. So in a second, once the phone actually turns on, you will see the display. Now, unfortunately, I can already see the bezels aren't that great right here. And checking the actual figure, we're looking at 83.5% screen to body ratio. So the bezels right here look a little bit dated. Not the worst, obviously. It's very manageable. And now this screen size right here is a 12.1 inches with a 1600 by 2560 pixel resolution, and that puts it at 249 pixels per inch. It is also unfortunately just an IPS LCD display, 1 billion colors, 120 Hz refresh rate, so that's nice. Again, the bullshit gimmick of including Dolby Vision here, and a brightness of about 600 nits. So it's okay, but nothing really special, I'm gonna say. So I would have much rather see like an AMOLED display right here, or higher brightness rather than the 600. But all in all, it's still serviceable. If you're not going to be watching too many movies on this device or TV shows, AMOLED display might not matter as much, but this is primarily what I would be using this for probably. So content viewing, and I would like that content to look stupidly crisp, and that's basically why I'd like to have AMOLED display right here, or even OLED. They're basically the same. So that's just kind of my approach here. And with an LCD display, you're not really going to get those nice infinite inky blacks right here, and higher contrast ratios, better color saturation, and all that stuff that you'd do with an AMOLED display. So that's just a little bit of a disappointing part right here. But moving on, we can move to the camera, which is just a single one on the back in this gold-like ring. Not the biggest fan of that. Everything else looks silver and minimalistic. Not sure why there's gold. It seems a little bit tacky, but anyway. So that is a 8 megapixel wide sensor, if you care about the cameras on your tablet, and it can record videos up to 1080p at 30 frames. And the front one has basically the same thing, 8 megapixels, 1080p, 30 frames. Come on. So camera wise, obviously nothing to really go wild about right here. And in terms of the internals, we have a whopping 12,000 milliamp hour battery that can be charged at 33 watts, which is decent, not the best. actually, before I start kind of talking crap about this, let me just quickly check one thing. I want to know how much this costs, because obviously the cost of any device basically lives and dies by the price that the manufacturer wants for something. And this is just about $250 right now on sale on the official POCO website. So to be exact, it's 1,099 PLN. Now PLN is actually a little bit differently. Wait, what's the exchange rate right now nowadays? Quickly check that. To USD. Oh, for God's sakes, are you kidding me? So, okay, so that is about $300 at a current exchange rate. Now, obviously, that might differ, like the price, even if you're looking at it at the same time. The Xiaomi company might be selling it at a different price, for instance, something like at $250 to continue the typical kind of price that you would normally have at a normal exchange rate of about like 1 to 4. That's usually what PLN to USD is. Or, well, the other way, USD to PLN, 1 through 4. So that would at that point put it at like 250. Well, right now, considering that the dollar is 365, we're looking at basically $300 US exchange rate. So that's how much it costs right now. But where I'm from, this is an insanely good price for actually not that bad of a device. The fact that it's running at 120 Hz refresh rate, the display, and has a stupidly big battery right here is already in itself a pretty good task. And additionally, the processor is a Snapdragon 7S Gen 4. Not the best processor that you can get, but for the minuscule price that this device comes at, I say it's a very adequate price for performance. Now, I also want to point out, I kind of expect just a little bit more from this, because, for instance, the Xiaomi POCO F8 Ultra. Now that device absolutely blasts everything out of the water. This device came in here blasting cheeks wide open of every other manufacturer. Like, what they have priced at a mid-range price, it completely, like, absolutely, motorboats anyone's cheeks right here. So for mid-range price, they're giving you the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 with an AMOLED display and like everything being just stupidly high specification. And the only thing is just the cameras being a little bit mid. So I was expecting something along those lines right here as well to be like stupidly good, because I mean the phones were like, they were insane. But here it's more of a step down. It's more what you would expect. And still, actually, for what they charge, is still more than I would expect, to be completely fair. It's just, when I look at the phone and how much it over-delivered for the price and how much this one, I guess, over-delivers, there is a big discrepancy. So, a little bit less underwhelming, or overwhelming. So, anyway, still, fantastic device. Now, anything else that I wanted to mention? All right, the RAM and storage. Now, there's only one version of it, 256 gigs of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM with expandable storage. Now, you can see there is just an SD card, no SIM tray. But the fact that you can pop in an SD card in here is freaking fantastic. So you don't need to really worry about the storage. So you can just pop in like a terabyte storage card right here, SD card, and you're good to go. So yeah, it's a great device. One more thing that might be kind of a bummer for some people. So it's coming with the HyperOS 2. It just really depends. You might love it or hate it. I personally don't really like this. It tries to imitate Apple a little bit too much, in my opinion. I prefer just the Android. That's why I buy Android devices. If I wanted something that is like iOS, I would literally go buy a iPad, but I don't. So here, I'm not the biggest fan of it. The two-sided kind of control center, notifications on the other side. The look kind of gives me just Apple vibes. The dock at the bottom right here, it's all kind of Apple-like, and I just am not the biggest fan. But that being said, it is running Android 15 under that. Now, where is it? All right, it's right here, about device. And there we go, Android version 15. So here we go. And for, like I said, the $250 to $300 price range, this device is still pretty freaking good. I personally would like to spend just maybe a little bit more and get something that has an AMOLED display if I were looking for a tablet. But that's just my personal kind of opinion. I know that not everyone will be the same way. So for the price, this is a great device. It seems like Xiaomi has popped out some absolute bangers this year with the F8 POCOs and the M1. Like, these devices are pretty good. Now they're all in a different price ranges. As for instance, the tablet right here is more closer to like the low end, especially when it comes down to tablets, while still delivering great experience. While the F8 phones, POCO phones, are kind of the Pro and Ultra, are Pro being kind of mid-range device, just priced a little bit lower than the mid-range, while the Ultra is the flagship that is priced as a mid-range. So in general, all these devices kind of are at the different kind of price ranges and catering to different audience, I would say, as well. Tablets, phones, obviously. But no matter what they are just absolutely clowning on the competition right here. So if you're gonna see in 2026 any device that is coming with a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and it comes at $1,000 price range, just remember F8 Ultra exists at basically half the price, which means there is no reason for any phone to be this expensive. Anyway, so that about sums it up. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I will show you how you can go through the setup process of this tablet. So just cut into the intro. Okay, so when you put it up the very first time, you should be presented with the same screen that you can see on my end, just a Xiaomi HyperOS. We're just going to click on the arrow, and from here you can choose your desired language. Now you can see that there is also a region here. Now if you select something like English as an example, which I don't mean this specific one yet. Let's try to find it again. There we go. Okay, so here you can see we have several different English languages. So we have Australian, Indian, and United States. Now I'm pointing that out because pretty sure, oh no, never mind, we do have region selection. So once you select your desired language from here, which, you know what, I actually don't want anything that is associated with UK. They can deal with them, or they can't even deal with themselves actually, so I don't know. Anyway, so in here I'm gonna choose the region that I'm from, just because that's just what I personally would like to select. See, Poland, there we go. Now I'm gonna stop on this portion right here and just gonna give you a little bit of a thought process. I would recommend selecting something that's in European Union, just because European Union has much better consumer rights, which we actually, you know, care about the citizens that live here instead of the corporations like US does. So when eventually Europe will start, you know, getting straight up the ass of, you know, US companies for doing, let's just say, not very consumer friendly things that they have been doing for God knows how long now, if the companies will obviously follow those regulations, it's going to be only in like the region that they're actually forced to, so aka Europe. So with that in mind, I'm choosing Poland just because it's a pretty nice country. I'm from here, and it's part of European Union, which forces companies like Apple, Google, and whatever to abide by our rules here and not be a scummy, conniving piece of shit. So it's a win-win. Anyway, next we have terms and conditions, and we have user agreement and privacy policy. You can tap on these arrows right here to read exactly what you're agreeing to, but at the end of the day, if you're like almost everyone, you're just going to check the box right here, box more like a circle, and move on to the next page without ever reading a single freaking word of this legal document. Next, we have set up using another device. So if you have another device, like I do have one right here, there we go, you should see this kind of pop-up, and this allows you to just kind of select the setup and move over the Google account that is on this device to this one, and everything else that is kind of associated with that Google account. Now, I do want to kind of stop and give this a little bit of a deeper explanation. So anything that gets moved over is everything that would be synced to the cloud. Google won't be going out of their way to sync things that they cannot just straight up rip from you for monetization purposes, like all the data that would be associated with you. So anything that is outside of their way of figuring out what the fuck you actually want, or what that is on your phone, it's just not going to get moved over. So such a for instance, options or applications, because let's just be honest, this would be applications for the most part, would be things like, for instance, Cloudstream. Fantastic option. So Cloudstream as an application is downloadable from GitHub, definitely not available on Google Play Store, and let's just say it never will be, because it allows me to, for instance, watch from any source, like, for instance, see Netflix, Amazon, and so on, for basically free by just adding in a repository. So that is not going to be moved over. Also, any kind of other information that is not synced to the cloud, maybe your contacts, if they're not on synced to the Google account, they're not getting moved over. So this feature is absolutely useless, and it's a dog shit designed to basically rip off any kind of personal data that it possibly can. And I want to also point out that, for instance, when it comes down to contacts information, I have no clue how is that even legal for Google to basically rip off other people's personal information without their permission, because when you're uploading contacts of other people, you're doing that without their permission. You're basically giving access to this information to Google, and it's not even your information. So I genuinely hate this, and it's also just dog shit in general. Like, it's a piece of shit, and let's be honest. So we're gonna skip this. I believe there's actually a better way here, though I'm not exactly sure. Most or decent amount of brands have their own data copying programs or applications. I don't recall if Xiaomi has there, but once I go to the setup, I'll check if there is one. Anyway, next we have connect to network, and this is completely optional. You can skip this if you want to by just selecting skip. The only thing that you will kind of result by skipping this is you won't be able to get software updates, application updates, have the date and time set automatically, and log into Google account, which you can obviously change later on after the setup is completed. So this is not like set in stone. Now here we have the option to select a screen lock. We have two different methods of going about it. We have the screen lock, which consists of PIN, pattern, or password, and we have the face unlock, which obviously is your face. Now, if you're planning to add the face unlock, you will always be required to add PIN, pattern, or password, as the face unlock is a biometrics, and biometric isn't 100% reliable. So in the time where your tablet decides that you know what, your face doesn't resemble your face, so I'm going to have a cease of it and just refuse to unlock your device, you can always rely on something that doesn't have, mental breakdowns and doesn't unlock it for no reason, like the PIN, pattern, or password. Put it in correctly and it unlocks it. Now, you can also just skip protecting your device altogether. It's not really something that I would recommend, but When it comes down to differences between phones and tablets, I would say tablet might be a little bit more reasonable to not protect. Usually you don't really store that much personal information on here. But again, that will depend on a person. So generally, if you don't mind, I would probably recommend protecting your device, putting some kind of PIN, pattern, password. And moving on to the next page, we have Google services like location, scanning, and sending user and diagnostic data, along with a new option that you just can't really do shit about. It's just there to tell you that you have no control and this device isn't yours. Well, not really what it says, but the implication is there. So you can turn off all of these garbage options like location. You can turn off the scanning and sending user and diagnostic data. I do want to clarify this. These do absolutely nothing for you. You can turn them off. Just know that that didn't change shit. So, as an example, when you have things like a location, cool, you can applications can get access to the location normally. So as an example, if you're using something that requires location, it will tell you that you just need to straight up turn it on or it won't work. Cool. It would imply that this feature is working as intended, right? Well, you would be kind of wrong because, for instance, Google doesn't give two shits about this, and they will go about gathering location through whatever means they possibly can. And believe me, they can do that in a shitload of different ways. So typically, for instance, for phones, as an example, this tablet actually has mobile support, so obviously it would also fall in line with that. So in any case, with cases like that, you can see that, for instance, location basically won't be getting your location through Wi-Fi or GPS. Well, gee, if there was only other ways it could possibly gain it. Oh wait, it can, through literally every other means, like cellular towers, your, for instance, connection to other devices that have location enabled, Bluetooth, and probably other ones that I don't even know about. So yeah, the location, you can be rest assured you can't be not located. Even when you have this turned off, Google will always know where you are exactly. So this means absolutely nothing. It's more of a guideline for Google to pretend that they're doing something while they're doing the exact opposite of what you want them to. Same thing goes for scanning. Wow, cool, it can scan for signals, yet it still will do it. And send user and diagnostic data. Again, let's be honest, that's their way of making money. They're not going to let you turn that off so easily. So whatever it says right here, just know that it's probably circumventing it by doing something else that it doesn't say right here. It's basically lying by omission, right? So last one is the install updates and apps. Cool. By continuing, you agree. I would like to not agree, but hey, thanks for not giving me that option. To this device may also automatically download and install updates. Now, I want to point out something. One of the things that this will probably be downloading, and what it refers to, is going to be just a system updates. So that would basically imply things like newer Android versions and so on, along with security updates. What it also does include is things that you don't know that are being downloaded, because even though this piece of shit doesn't have the turn off option, in the settings you can technically disable the automatic update of your device and downloading of the automatic download of the newer version. Like if you have Android 16, so it would prevent it from downloading or installing Android 17 once it's available for this device. Now, even when you turn that off, just know that whatever Google wants to change on your device, they will do it. And this is kind of something that I've recently been experienced. So I have a phone that hasn't been getting updates for solid 3 years or so, because it's an old phone. But sure as shit, Google decided to force updates without permission or even doing anything through OTA updates. Now, OTA updates is over-the-air update. It's something that you don't ever see happening on your device, and it's something that is forced to you by Google whenever they want to. So any kind of changes that you, for instance, wouldn't like happening, like the ones that they were planning to do and still are, don't worry. They just kind of went one step back but still 2 steps forward with the APKs not being able to be able to install them. there was going to be an OTA update, one that you cannot deny because you don't even know when it's being downloaded and pushed into your device. It's done without your permission, without your knowledge. And the only way for you to actually disable that would be to go to System Services as a service running in the background of your device and literally delete the OTA updates. But that would leave your device exposed to whatever future exploits that the current version of security update would have right now, as you would no longer be getting security updates. Honestly, I think I prefer to have my device exposed to viruses than to Google, because I trust viruses at this point more than I trust Google. So that's just personal preference here. So just know there's no way to turn that off outside of just deleting the OTA update service, and that would basically prevent your device from getting any kind of protection in the future or any updates to like the security of your device. Anyway, moving on. Here we have some basic settings. Again, we have location. Now this is from Xiaomi. So we have location, automatic system updates, send user and diagnostic data, personalized ads, and plenty more. Or, well, maybe not plenty, just like 3 more. You can turn all of those off. Some of them I already turned off, like for instance the location, sending user and diagnostic data. I also want to point out, I have just turned off 2 different things. No problem. Personalized ads. Oh, whoa there, fella. Are you sure you want to turn this great feature off? It's designed to gather information about how you use the device, what you talk about, and completely obliterate your privacy, and then cram down your throats all the ads that we can monetize off of. Are you sure you don't want to turn that off? Because I sure shit am sure that I want to turn this piece of shit off. Now, I also want to point out the dark patterns right here. Like, I just can't. This should be, in my opinion, illegal. So, as you already probably used Android, or hopefully you did, but if not, let me inform you about something. The way Android usually works is you have a confirmation of an action. That when you have such a thing, like this pop-up right here, the confirmation is always selected in blue and it's located on the right side. Such as the turn on, which, whoa, turn on just did the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. So they're basically doing the reverse psychology, switching the buttons over, and also making it look less important by removing the color from it, just to confuse you so you keep this option enabled. And you should not keep this option enabled. Let's be completely honest here, turn that piece of shit off. It doesn't serve you any purpose. You don't get anything from it outside of your data being monetized. So you have no benefit really from it. There's no reason for it to be on. Moving on, turn on parental control. That's completely up to you. Obviously, if you know you want to use this, you know you want to do this, so you can just turn it on and move on. Next, we have fonts. We have only 2 options right here. If you download additional fonts, they will be available to you to select them in the settings under personalization, I believe it is called in here. So by default, we do have only 2 options right here, and you can tap on each one of them to see exactly the difference. It seems to me at like a simple glance, it's just a increase in size primarily. And this looks to be finishing up the setup. Now, one last thing that I want to check is that application. If there is one to move over data in a much better way than through this dogshit one that Google offers, that you should not really use. So setup complete, and let's see. Is it going to be tools? Yep, we have Me Mover right over here. That's going to be the application that it'd be looking for on other device. Now, if it's not available in Play Store, if you open the application, you should have an info where you can download it from. Some applications, for instance, like the Huawei ones, require you to go to the browser and just download it from there. And once you do, can connect the old device, this one, or your phone to your tablet, and select what you want to move over to this tablet, which would include a lot of things like, for instance, call logs, messages, applications, photos, videos, and anything that Google wouldn't support, because you're actually moving the physical data from one device to another instead of the cloud being synced to your new device like Google does. So this one will be much better alternative. Now, anyway, with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to restore backup and how to transfer data on POCO Pad M1. Alright, first I'll show you how you can transfer the data from your app device into your pad, and then I'll show you how you can restore the backup from the Google one. So let's begin. As you can see, we are during the setup process. We need to select our language, then click on Next. Select your region and also click on Next. You need to select that you agree to those terms and conditions. Okay, and we have the option that we are interested in, setup using another device. As you take a look already on my phone, an option for the setup appeared. If it doesn't pop out automatically, I'll show you what to do. First, on your tab, select the type of your previous device. In my case, it's Android, so I will select it. And now we need to scan this QR code using our previous device. So I will use Google Lens for that. Okay, now scan the code. Now we need to wait a little bit until both devices connect to each other. Now I also need to confirm by enjoying my screen lock. You can see that the pad is automatically connecting to the Wi-Fi. For now, I'll place my phone next to the tab. And let's wait a little. Okay, now we have possibility to copy apps and data. Click on Next. We are definitely interested in that. I'm getting ready to copy. This might take a few minutes. So once again, we need to wait a little. Okay, and now choose what you want to copy from that list. When it comes to things such as Google Calendar, Contacts, Photos, and Gmail, they are synced automatically. And from that list, select the things that you want to copy. In my case, I would like to copy everything except the apps. So if you have selected everything, click on Copy. The process will now begin. Okay, and now we have a simple setup process. So we can set our screen lock and also the face unlock. It is up to you. For now, I'll skip it. Remember that it is also available later in the settings. Okay, now simply scroll down and hit on Accept. Now we have the backup services. They are really useful, and I highly recommend turning them on. But everything is up to you. Now click on Next. We need to select our default browser. In my case, I always select Google Chrome as my default browser and Google as my search engine. Okay. We can continue the setup or leave and get a reminder. It's up to you. I'll continue. Now we have a feature that will let contacts nearby find and share with us. I'll agree. Now we have the Gemini, which is our personal assistant, and we can enable the alternate way of launching it by simply saying, "Hey Google," it is up to you. I'll agree. Okay, in here you can add another email account, change how the text displays, and review additional apps. I don't want any of it, so I'll click on No Thanks. The copying is nearly finished. Okay, it's done. So I can click the button. Our device also, our previous device says that it's finished. Now scroll down, click on Next. If you want, you can turn on the parental controls. It's up to you. You can also change the font settings. I'll stick to the default. Alright, we have preparing the system. It's going to take a little bit, so once again, I'll see you in a second. Okay, the tab says setup complete. So let's click on continue. On our previous device, we can click on close. We won't be needing it anymore. Okay, and now, as you can see, we are ready to use our tab. Alright, so that was the first method. Now I'll show you how you can restore the backup from Google One. Okay, and now restoring the backup from Google One. As you can see, again, we are doing the setup process, and when we have possibility to set up our pad using another device, we need to click on skip. Now we need to connect to the Wi-Fi manually. So first select your Wi-Fi and type password to it. That's what I'm about to do. Then simply hit on connect. Okay, and click on next. Now we need to wait a little bit. Alright, and now we have the most important part. We have possibility to sign in into Google account. And we need to sign in into the same Google account on which we made the backup before. It is really important because if you sign in into wrong account, you won't be able to restore your backup. So first we need to type our mail. Then click on next. Now we need to wait a few seconds, and now we will have to type the password, but I'll do it off camera. Okay, now click on agree. Getting account info, so we need to wait a little bit. Okay, click on next. And now select the backup that you would like to restore. In my case, I want that one, so I'll select it. And I also need to confirm by drawing the screen lock that I had in the moment when I was creating a backup, as a confirmation that I'm a user of this device. Okay, now select from the list what you would like to restore. When it comes to Google Photos, Gmail, Calendar, and Drive, those things are synced automatically. Down below we have a list. In my case, I would like to copy everything except the apps, so I will unselect them, then click on Restore to go forward. Okay, and now we have simple setup process, so we can set our screen lock and also the face unlock. I will skip it. It's always available later in the settings. Now we have the Google services. Simply scroll down and click on accept. Now we have backup services that are really useful, and I highly recommend turning them on, but everything is up to you. It is your device. Now click on next. Select your default browser. I'll always select Google Chrome. And now the search engine, I always pick Google. Then click on set as default. Now you can continue the setup or leave and get a reminder. It is up to you. I'll continue. Now we have feature that will let contacts nearby find and share with us. I don't want it, so I'll click on no thanks. Now we have the Gemini, which is our AI assistant, and we have possibility to launch the alternate way of turning the Gemini by simply saying, "Hey, Google." That is pretty useful. I'll turn it on. Now we can add another email account, change how the text displays, and review additional apps. I don't want any of it, so I'll click on no thanks. Once again, getting the tab ready, so we need to wait a little. Okay, now click on more and next. If you want, you can turn on the parental controls. I don't want it. You can change the phone settings, you can keep the default or select Mi Sense. Okay, now we need to wait one last time. It's preparing the system, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, when the continue button appears, simply tap on it. And now we are ready to use our device. Also be aware that some of the things might still be installed in the background. To check it, open up the notification bar, and if something is being installed, you'll be able to see it right in here. So don't disconnect from the Wi-Fi yet, and simply wait until everything gets installed. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to check the serial number of this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here at the very top of this list on the left we've got the option about tablet. So simply tap on it, and here let's scroll down and go to detailed info and specs. Then we have to scroll and go to the status and tap on model. And as you can see, the serial number is right here. Alright, so that'll be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to reboot POCO Pad M1. Okay, the process is really simple. All we need to do is to launch our power menu, and we do it by clicking the power button and volume up button at the same time, just like that. Now the power menu appears, as you can see. Now simply drag this white ball into the reboot sentence and then release your finger. Now we just need to simply wait until our device turns on. It's going to take a few seconds, so simply be patient and wait until everything gets turned on. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to reset network preferences on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find more connectivity options. Then let's scroll down and tap on Reset Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And here your device is informing you what it will actually reset. So just tap on Reset Settings. Here we've got the information that you cannot undo this action, so be aware about that, and tap on OK. And now simply wait until you'll see this information that we just successfully reset all network preferences. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to reset up preferences on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find the apps. Then let's tap on the three dots icon in the right upper corner and tap on other settings. Here we've got the option Reset Up Preferences, and here your device is informing you what it will actually reset. So among others, disabled app notifications and background data restrictions for apps. What's more, no worries, you won't lose any app data, so simply tap on Reset Apps and basically this is it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to reset camera preferences on this device. So let's start with opening the camera app. Now we are in the standard photo mode, but it doesn't really matter because we will open general settings. So let's tap on this arrow in the at the top and go to the settings here. Now we have to go to this general section, scroll down and go to other settings, and here we've got the option Restore Defaults. So let's simply tap on it and tap on OK. The settings flashed a little bit, and it means that we just successfully reset all camera preferences. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to clear credentials on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find face data and screen lock. Then let's go to privacy, and here scroll down to find more security settings. Here let's tap on encryption and credentials, And almost at the very bottom of the list, we've got the option we're looking for, so clear credentials. Let's simply tap on it. Your device will ask you if you wish to remove all the contents, so just tap on OK. And as you can see, not only we've got this information, but also this option is inactive, which means that we just successfully removed all saved certificates. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to enable the OTG connection on this device. So if this option weren't turned on automatically, you can manually do it. Let's go to the settings first of all. Then in this left section, scroll all the way down to find additional settings. Scroll all the way down too, and here we've got the OTG. So let's simply tap on it and then tap on this switcher. And from now on, this option is active and you can use this connection. If you wish to turn it off, you can either do it manually just by tapping on the switcher or simply wait 10 minutes because this option will turn off automatically after this time. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to change the screen timeout on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down and find the lock screen. Then let's tap on the sleep option, and as you can see here we've got some options from which we can choose. At the top we've got relatively short options like 15 or 30 seconds, and almost at the bottom we've got 10 minutes, which is the longest time option in this device. We can also set never, which means that your device will never black out automatically. You will have to do it manually just by pressing the power button here. So all you have to do is to tap on the option like to use. I'll pick 10 minutes, and as you can see it is immediately notified right here, which means that from now on, after 10 minutes of an activity, this device will black out. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to check for the software updates on this device. So first things first, make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required for checking for the updates. And then let's simply open the settings. And to be honest, you won't miss any kind of update because as you can see next to the About Tablet, we've got this option Update. After tapping on About Tablet, which is at the top, we've got also this option Update here. However, if you wish to simply check for the updates, just tap on this Xiaomi HyperOS. And now your device is checking for the updates, and here your device is informing you that there is an update pending. It will show you the information about it, what has been fixed, what has been added, and then all you have to do is to tap on an update is available and download everything. And the second scenario is where your device is actually up to date and there's nothing to download. Of course, it will also show you relevant information. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to change video resolution on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app, and currently we are in the standard photo mode, so let's switch to the video one. And as you can see right here in the right upper corner, we've got now the resolutions option. Of course, if you can see the red color inside the shutter button, it means that for sure you're on the video mode. So now we can change the resolution just by tapping on this option. So we had 1080p, right now we've got 720p, and again 1080p. So we've got only two different options to choose from. We can also open more options, and here we've got aspect ratio, and next to it we've got the frame rate. So that's it. If you can see, for example, 720p, it means that it has been applied, and from now on your device will use the chosen resolution whilst recording a video. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to show icon labels on the status panel. So, if you're opening this notification panel, or basically this center, and you're irritated with the fact that those styles do not have the labels and you have no idea, for example, for what this icon is responsible for, or this one, I mean, the airplane is quite obvious, but for example, this one or this one, then we can really quickly change it. All you have to do is to tap on edit here. And yes, that's really simple. Tap on edit, and as you can see at the top, you can not only add new toggles, but here you've got the option show icon labels in control center. So just tap on the switcher, tap on this tick icon in the right upper corner, and as you can see right now, the labels were applied, and now you can simply read what this icon is responsible for. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to turn off running apps on this device. So let's begin with opening the recents. It depends, the specific action depends on the specific navigation type. If you've got the 3-button navigation, simply tap on the button with a square icon. And if you've got the gestures, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and hold your finger somewhere here. So something like that. And here we've got the recents. All you have to do is to simply tap on clear all, which is in the right upper corner. So now your device will close all of those apps. However, if you feel that one of those apps is still running in the background, even though it is not shown in the recents, as you can see here, we've got no recent items, you can find it in the list, tap on it and hold it, and tap on this info icon here. Yes. After that, simply tap on force stop right here and tap on OK. And now your device will for sure turn it off and it is not running in the background. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to show battery percentage on the status bar in this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in this left section let's scroll down to find the option notifications and status bar. And as you can see here in the status bar section, we've got the battery indicator option, so let's tap on it. And in this device, we've got 4 different options from which we can choose. So we've got obviously only the battery indicator, so the graphical one. We've got the battery indicator with the percentage inside the battery icons. As you can see, it's right here. It's small, relatively small, so it could fit the indicator. Here we've got also the option to show it next to the battery icon. It is on the right and it is much more visible. And also we can display it just like green line, which is not really that well visible. I mean, it is right here, if you can see that. So obviously it's completely up to you which option you prefer to use. Simply tap on it and it will be immediately applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to change the system language on this device. So if you've accidentally changed the language, the system language, and you have no idea how to change it again, then let's first of all localize the settings, so the icon with the gear icon, so the app with gear icon. And here in this left section, we have to scroll all the way down to find the option with 3 dots icon, so additional settings. Then let's tap on the second option, which is languages and input. And here tap on languages at the top. And now we've got the list of available languages from which we can choose. So all you have to do is to scroll and find the language which you'd like to apply. So let me pick maybe Turkish. So just tap on the specific language, your device will immediately mark it. And after getting back, you can see that from now on everything is displayed in the chosen language. So let me show it to you again because I have no idea how to speak Turkish. So let me go back, English, and we've got the English set. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to clear the browser on this device. So let's start with opening the browser. In my case it will be Google Chrome, but no worries, and this operation is pretty similar in all other browsers which are commonly used, so I'm pretty sure that you will be able to figure out how to do it on your own browser. Now all we have to do is to tap on the three dots icon in the right upper corner and tap on Delete Browsing Data. So here we've got some basic options like visited websites, opened tabs, cookies cache, and other site data. Here we can change the time range from last 15 minutes to, for example, last 4 weeks or even all time. It's completely up to you. Just mark the option and it will be applied, and then tap on Delete Data. However, if you wish to remove some advanced browsing history, tap on More Options. And here we've got them. So those are the basics, and here we've got advanced. So for example, saved passwords, autofill from data, and site settings. If you wish to remove something, make sure that it is marked. So I will remove everything, both basic and advanced. Here the time range, we have to change it separately. Let me choose all time. And then tap on Delete Data. And we just got back. Here we've got the information, which means that we just successfully removed browsing history. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to activate automatic software updates on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings and scroll all the way up to find About Tablet. Then localize OS version for POCO and keep tapping on it until you'll see the information that you're in the developer mode. If your device will ask you for the screen lock, you can enter it, no worries, it's normal. It's only for the confirmation reasons. After that, after turning on the developer options, scroll all the way down to find additional settings. And here scroll down again to localize developer options. Let's tap. So right here, all we have to do is to scroll down just a little bit to find the option which is called Automatic System Updates, and then tap on the switcher to turn it on. And from now on, since this option is active, your device is allowed to apply the updates whenever it will be restarted. Be aware, because you will need to keep the developer options turned on to keep the automatic system updates turned on also. So do not tap on the switcher here, do not deactivate developer options, so your device will be able to still apply this option. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to update the apps on this device. So let's start with making sure that you've got the internet connection, because it is required, and then we can open the Play Store. Be aware, because you will be able to follow all of my steps if you've got your Google account added to the device. You can do it right after entering the Play Store, or you can do it in the settings. You can check our tutorial of how to add or remove a Google account in this specific device. So now we are in the Google Play Store, and all we have to do is to tap on the circle in the right upper corner, which is our account. Then go to Manage Apps and Device. And right here, we've got the updates available. So let's tap on it. And as you can see, this is the full list of all updates pending, and it depends on you what kind of action you would like to take right now. So you can either update all, and your device will download all of the updates and apply them, or you can choose them from the list. So for example, you can update Google Chrome, Gemini in my case. For example, let me go back. And maybe messages. And after tapping on update, your device will show those apps at the top, and right now it is downloading the update. After that, it will be automatically installed. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to restart POCO Pad M1. Okay, it is really simple. We have 2 methods how we can restart the device, and I will show you both of them. So the first and the recommended method is a reboot. You're using the power menu. To perform it, we just need to launch the power menu, and we do it by clicking the power button and volume up button at the same time, just like that. Now simply drag this white ball into the reboot. Now release your finger. After that, your device will be turned off, and after a few seconds it will be automatically turned on and it will be ready to use. When it comes to the second method, it's called the force restart. To perform it, we need to hold power button and volume up button until device turns off. Also, I will tell you that force restart is recommended, for example, in situations when our device is lagged or frozen, when it's unresponsive and when we cannot do anything. That's the moment when you can perform a force restart. Once I have a situation that my device lagged and force restart helped. So let me show you how to perform it. So hold power button and volume up button at the same time until device turns off. Okay, now we can release. You can see that the POCO logo appeared, and now we just need to simply wait until it turns on. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to change the wallpaper on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll and find the section Personalization. So as you can see here, we've got pre-installed wallpapers from which we can choose. They're categorized into different albums, so for example the nature patterns, daydreams, floral arrangement, soft light, etc. And here system wallpapers. So all you have to do is to find the wallpaper which you'd like to apply. So let me choose maybe this one. So just tap on the wallpaper and it will appear on the full screen. Here we've got also lock screen effect, so you can for example blur the option or choose the lens, glass, it's up to you. And if you're happy with the results, oh sorry, I forgot that you can actually change the position of the photo, so you can yes, okay, you can maneuver to obtain the result which you wish. So to confirm everything, simply tap on apply in the right upper corner, and now you can decide where you want to set it, so as a lock screen, home screen or both, and I'll choose both options. So let me tap on it. Now we can go back, and as you can see, the wallpaper has been played successfully. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your Do Not Disturb mode. So to get started, you'll want to swipe down from the top right side of the screen like so, and find the Do Not Disturb mode, which I don't think is added by default, so we will need to do that ourselves by clicking right here on this edit button. Now anything with the green plus is the toggles that are not added by default. So you're looking for the Do Not Disturb mode right over here. Click on the plus. Now it is labeled as DND, short for Do Not Disturb mode. Now when you add it, then click on the check mark, and you can see we have now access to it right here. So we're going to hold it in this panel, and this will take us to the settings. Now it doesn't look like we have much in terms of settings. We have basically the turn on and off, only when device is locked, so this would mean that it would only run when you're not using the device, and schedule mode. So if you want to use a schedule, you'd set it up in here. But for any kind of manual use, you just find the toggle, and instead of holding it, just tap on it. And you can see it's now enabled. Now when you manually enable it, you will also need to remember to turn it off by tapping on a toggle for the second time. So with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to allow unknown sources on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll down and find the option Privacy Protection. So let's tap. Then go to Special Permissions and localize the option Install Unknown Apps. So right here we've got the list of apps which are allowed or not allowed to install some content. And let's pretend I'd like to download the app from Chrome. So not from the Play Store, which is a regular place from which we can install apps, but from Chrome, from browser. So find it in the list and tap on it, and then tap on this switcher next to it. Here we've got the warning that you're doing it on your own responsibility. Some third-party apps aren't verified by the developer, so you may put your data and actually whole device at risk. So really remember about that and choose the apps wisely. You have to mark this statement that you're aware of the possible risks and tap on OK. And now we can go back, and as you can see, the Chrome is allowed to install something, and of course it works the same with all other apps which are listed right here. Of course, you can also remove previously granted permissions. Just tap on the app and tap on the switcher, and after getting back you can see that the Chrome is not allowed to install anything. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to set the camera timer on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app. And currently we are in the standard photo mode, so all we have to do is to open the settings, and I believe we have to tap on this arrow in the upper panel or at the top of the screen. Now let's tap on the timer with this hourglass icon, and in this device we've got 4 different options, so off, 3, 5 and 10 seconds delay. So just tap on the option I'd like to use. I'll pick 10 seconds, so just tap on it. As you can see, it is immediately highlighted, which means that it was set. After getting back to the camera, we cannot really see any kind of indicator that we've got the timer applied. So you might be surprised if you will forget that you previously set the timer and forget about it. Alright, so now all we have to do is to simply tap on the shutter button, and as you can see, your device will count down from 10, 5 or 3, depending on which option you've chosen, and after that time it will simply take a photo. Alright, so this is how it works. Right here you've got also the additional, let's say, additional timer, which is connected with the night light, I believe. Or night mode. You can simply tap on it to turn it off, and your device will stick to the timer itself. So if you wish to turn it off, just go back to those options, tap on the timer and tap on this crossed out icon, and now your device will take photos right after touching the shutter button. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to soft reset or actually force restart your device. So if you've got the situation that your device is not working properly, you can, for example, cannot use the screen touch, the screen does not respond to your actions, etc. You can try to soft reset or force restart your device manually just by using the buttons. And here it is a little bit complicated because of the position of those buttons, but all we have to do is to press the power button, which is located right here, and the volume up button together, and wait until you see the black screen and then the developer's logo. So let me try to do it. Let me press both of those buttons, and we've got this reboot option, but let's pretend that we cannot tap on it. So keep pressing both of those buttons. Right now we've got the black screen, which is a really good sign. Keep pressing. Now we've got the developer's logo, so we can release the fingers and now simply wait until our device will be fully powered on. So this is how it works in this device. If you will enter this main menu, the recovery menu, no worries, do not panic, everything is all right. Here we've got the instructions, what we have to do. So we've got the reboot, wipe data and connect with the assistant, and right here we've got the info. So use volume to select up and down, and then power key to confirm. So no worries, just make sure that the reboot option is marked and press the power button once. And again, reboot to system, press the power button, and your device will be successfully powered on. So do not panic, everything is all right. You can do it, you got this. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I'll show you how you can capture a screenshot on this tablet. So, to get started, you'll want to open up the content that you wish to capture, which for me will be the home screen that is already open and visible on my screen. Once whatever you want to capture is visible on your screen, simply hold the power button and the volume down at the same time, like so. You get this flash along with the pop-up. First time around, you do get a quick little info of what these two options that are visible here will do. So tap to make a scrolling screenshot, which isn't available right here. That's why it's grayed out. There's nothing really to scroll down on here. It'll be available to you in, for instance, something like web browser, where you can just continuously keep scrolling down. And the second one is send or share. Now this kind of arrow with the instruction only shows up once, and then from there you'll only have this pop-up that you've seen right here just vanish a second ago. Now when it vanishes, you can find the actual screenshot in your gallery application. Now let me just go back. So typically it would be located right here in the Photos tab, which will contain your screenshots. But there is a better way to locate your screenshots later on down the line, and that would be by going into the collections. And in collections, you'll find an album called Screenshots and Screen Recordings. Click on it and make sure you have the tab Screenshots selected right here. And in here, you'll find only screenshots and nothing else, which makes it super easy to find whatever you might be looking for. There we go. So, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to activate the developer options on this device. So first of all, let's open the settings, and here in this left section we have to go to About Tablet. Then let's localize the number, the section OS version for POCO. And now we have to keep tapping on it until you'll see the information that you're in the developer mode. If you've got any kind of screen lock, you will need to enter it to confirm the whole step, but that's normal, no worries. After the confirmation, after activating the developer options, we have to scroll all the way down to find the option Additional Settings. Let's tap on it. Here, let's scroll down and go to developer options, tap on it, and here we've got plenty of advanced settings which we can customize. As you can see, this list is really long. So for example, you can show visual feedback for tabs, touch coordinates, you can manage the floating clock, show layout bounds. Here you've got some options which are connected with the networking overall, because you've got Bluetooth, USB, Wi-Fi, etc. So just tap on the specific option, find the option and tap on the switcher next to it, and it will be immediately activated. Whoa, and applied. Of course, you can turn it off the same way. And if you've got the options without the switcher, so for example, like here in the window animation scale, just tap on it to open more options to choose from. If you're done with customization of developer options, you can turn them off. Just go to the very top of the list and tap on the switcher right here. And as you can see, we were immediately brought back to the additional settings, and the developer options, which were right here, are not visible, but obviously no worries, you can customize them again. Just go back to this OS version step and keep tapping. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I will show you how you can format your SD card. So, to get started, you will want to navigate into your settings, and in here we're going to navigate to, quickly check, okay, so it's going to be About Tablet, and in here you can see we have storage, and by swiping down you will be able to see your SD card. For me, it's the Samsung one and it's labeled as such, but even if you have a Samsung SD card, it might not always say that it's a set and such SD card like it does for me. So if it says something else for you, don't worry, that's normal. Next, below that, we have the couple options, which obviously the one that we're interested in is Format SD card. I do want to draw your attention to the fact that on my card, there is literally nothing there. It's empty. But obviously, if you keep any kind of data on your card that you like to maintain, then make a backup copy of it to, for instance, something like a computer, which you'll also have that information when you click on Format SD card, and it gives you this message, format this SD card now. The Samsung, okay, it doesn't need to be formatted, so let's move on to the second paragraph. Formatting will erase existing content on the SD card. To avoid losing content, back it up to another SD card or device. So we're going to click on Format SD card. It goes through a fully automatic process and only takes a couple of seconds here, and should be right about done. Yep, there we go. Right on cue. So we're going to click on done, and that's it. It's now formatted and ready to be used once again. So, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I will show you how you can insert SIM and SD card into this device. So, to get started, you will want to grab a SIM eject tool, similar to this one that I have right over here. And this will come provided with the device, so you can find it somewhere between the paperwork. But if you can't find it, you could actually use something like paperclip, straighten out one of the ends, and it should work just as well. As long as the diameter of the little insert pin right here isn't thicker than the insert area, which you can find on the same side where you have your volume rockers. As you can see, it's right over here. So grab the tool, put it in here. For me, it's a little bit of a tight fit. That's what she said. And just push it in. Okay, that wasn't an intentional joke, but whatever. Moving on. Once you do, it pops up a little bit, so you can now pull it out. And it looks like I actually lied to you. So we only have space for SD card, no SIM card. Oh well. Now, I don't know if there is a different version of this tablet that comes with mobile connectivity. If it does, then this filled area that I have right here will be empty for you. You can plop in your SIM card on here. Now, for me, it's filled out, so I can't really put anything here, but I can put my SD card right here. There we go. So it's just going to lay flatly on the tray right here. And once it does, you just want to insert it back into your device. There we go. And you can see it gives us a pop-up Samsung SD card, so it automatically detects the SD card inserted, and you're good to go. So with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to change date and time on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings. And here in this left section, we have to scroll all the way down to find additional settings. So the option with 3 dots icon. Let's tap on it. Then let's tap on date and time, which is at the top. And here we've got some options which are currently inactive, which means that we cannot really change them manually. It is because we are using the automatic time and the time zone. So first of all, what we have to do is to turn off this switcher, thanks to which we can change date and time. So let's tap on date. And now by swiping, we can change day, month, and a year, and confirm it with tapping on OK. Then the time, just by swiping, and tap on OK. Here, the time zone, just tap on it, tap on the region, and here we can choose from the full list of available regions. So find yours and then tap on it. Let's go back. Oh, not that much. Let me quickly come back to the section. Here we've got also the dual clock, so we can decide whether we want to use it just by tapping on the switcher. And the whole idea of this feature is that your device will show you the time from the place you're currently in and the time from any other place of your choice. Yeah, so this is how it works. And here we can also change the time format, and this is the only format which we can change. So for example, we cannot change the date format, we cannot swipe or reorder the day and the month and the year, only the time format. Now we've got the 24-hour one, and after tapping on the switcher we can set 12-hour format. So this is the manual customization of date and time, and of course you can go back to all previous settings just by tapping on this switcher right here. Be aware, because probably you will have to set the time zone manually. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Pad M1, and today I'll show you how you can put this device into recovery mode. So, to get started, we will need to turn off our device, and we can do so by holding power button and volume up at the same time. There we go. And from here we can just swipe up to turn off the device. Give it a moment, double should turn off, and from there we're gonna hold power button and volume down, I believe, at the same time. We'll see if I'm correct about that one. Okay, I'm not, so switch to volume up instead. Now when you see the POCO logo, you can let go of the power button, but keep holding volume up. And you can see this takes us to the recovery mode. And here we actually don't have too many options, so we have a reboot, which will take us back to Android, wipe data, which we do need to use volume buttons here, as you can see. And power button will be to confirm whatever is selected. So under wipe data, we have basically wipe all data and go back. And then we have connect with Mi Assistant, which is a program. So I'm going to stick with the first option, confirm it, reboot to system, and it's just going to bring me back to Android. And there we go. So, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to add or remove a Google account in this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here in this left section we have to scroll down and find the option additional settings here. Then let's scroll down and localize the option accounts and sync. And here we've got our Google account added, so let me start with removing it. So let's simply tap on it, tap on more, and tap on remove account. Tap on remove account again to confirm, and as you can see, it will immediately disappear. Of course, if you've got the screen lock, you will have to enter it to confirm the whole step. So now let's add the account. Simply tap on add account and choose Google. Make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required, and wait patiently. So here in this step, you can either create a new account if you do not have your own yet, or simply type your email or phone. So let me do it. Alright, and tap on next. So right here we have to enter the password, and let me do this out of the screen. Alright, and tap on next. So here we've got Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy. You can tap on them to learn more and tap on I agree after reading. And as you can see, let's be patient because it might take a while. All right, so here we've got the Google services, I mean specifically the backup. So you can either use it, tap on turn on backup or don't backup. It's completely up to you. And as you can see, we just successfully added our Google account to this device. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to change the keyboard language on this device. So let's begin with opening the app which will provide you with the keyboard. So for example, messages, notes, browser, settings, whatever, just have the keyboard on the screen like here. And as you can see, now we've got the language which I have no idea how to type in. So let's change it. First of all, we have to localize this gear icon in this upper panel. If you cannot find it here, no worries. Just tap on this 4 dots icon in the left upper corner and the settings will appear somewhere there. So let's tap on the gear icon. And here we've got the option languages. This is the list of all currently applied languages. We've got different languages, completely different. So let's tap on Add Keyboard and find different one. So here we've got the full list of available keyboards from which we can choose. You can scroll and try to find it, or you can simply tap on Search Language. However, as you can see, in my case, I'm not really able to type anything. I mean, because I do not know this language. All right, so let me go back here, tap on Add Language, and in my case, I've got suggested languages here. So after finding the language, simply tap on it. Now you can choose the keyboard layout, so you can use, for example, handwriting or different options from the layouts. It's completely up to you. Just mark the option and then tap on Done. And as you can see, in my case, English language has been immediately applied to the list. However, I do not really want to use all of them, all of those other languages. If you wish to do that, we can simply go back to the keyboard. And I just wanted to show you that here we've got the icon, the globe icon, thanks to which we can change the layout. So after typing, we can swipe through different languages. Moreover, the spacebar, it's not empty. We've got the name of the language we're currently using. So in order to remove the languages, let's go back to the settings, here to languages, and here we've got this icon, the edit icon, pencil icon. So just tap on it. Now we have to mark the languages which we want to remove and tap on the trash bin icon. And as you can see, I've got only one language applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to enable the Google backup on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here let's tap on About Tablet. Now let's scroll down and go to Backup and Restore. And here we've got this section Google Backups, so simply tap on Backup. We will be immediately transferred to the section where we can sign in or create the Google account, so just tap on Next. Here we have to add the account. If you've got your Google account currently added to the device, you will be able to simply choose it from the list. So just tap on Add Account and make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required. And for some reason, I've just lost my internet connection and I've got it again, so that's all right. Here in this step, we can either create a new account if you do not have your own yet, or simply type your email or phone. So let me do it. Okay, and tap on Next. So right here we have to enter the password, and let me do this out of the screen. Okay, we've got it saved, so just tap on Next. Entered. Here we've got Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy, so we can tap on them to learn more and tap on I agree after reading. So now we can decide what kind of data we'd like to back up, so photos and videos or other device data or both. It's completely up to you. I'll pick only this one and tap on confirm. So here we've got the section connected with the backup. So right now we've got everything marked in green, which means that we successfully added our Google account. We can tap on other device data. So the option which we've chosen, and here we can check the our account actually. So we can, for example, remove some unnecessary files. We can basically check how much space we've got left, and under it we've got backup details. Here I highly recommend to keep this option turned off so we can avoid some additional charges. And to finish everything, simply tap on backup now. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to change the system navigation type in this device. So all we have to do is to open the settings, and here in this left section scroll and find the home screen. Then let's tap on System Navigation, and as you can see here we've got two different options. So let's begin with the buttons. If you wish to set the buttons, just tap on this option. Obviously we've got the buttons at the bottom of the screen. We can mirror the buttons, so reorder the back button and the recents. It's up to you if you wish to do it. And here you've got the shortcuts, so you can customize what you'd like to do after, for example, pressing and holding the menu button. If you wish to set the gestures, obviously tap on this animation here, and if you want to, you can go through the tutorial just by tapping on learn and learn how to use the gestures, but I will show you and I will explain the different actions, different gestures. So here we've got also some customization, and of course instead of the three buttons we've got this line which is responsible for some specific gestures. The gesture confirmation, so sometimes it is useful, for example, if you're playing a game or watching a video, you have to confirm or double the gesture to confirm it. Don't respond to 3 and 4 finger gestures. Same situation, for example, during playing games, it will be useful. Here the shortcuts, so you can press and hold full screen indicator. You can use circle to search on none, so we do not have a lot of options to choose from. So here, let me explain the gestures. If you wish to get back to the previous page, swipe your finger from the side to the center, from the right side or from the left side. It works the same. If you wish to come back directly to the home page, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and make sure that this motion is quick and short, so something like that. If you've got the apps opened, you can swipe between them just by swiping at the bottom of the screen, like that, which is quite convenient. And if you wish to open the recents, repeat use the gesture from the bottom to the center, but elongate it a little bit and hold your finger somewhere here, so something like that. And after releasing here, you've got the recents. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to reset POCO Pad M1. Okay, we have two methods how we can do it. We have a reset using the settings, and we can also reset our device using the recovery mode. I'll show you both methods. Let's begin with the settings. That's also the recommended method. Now go into About tab. Now scroll down until you find the factory reset. Remember that all of your data will be permanently erased. And now if you want to continue, simply click on Erase All Data. After that, your device will be turned off. Then, after a few seconds, it will be automatically turned on again, and it will be ready to use. And that's the first method. When it comes to the second method, through the recovery mode, we need to remember about two things. There is a chance that after the reset, when we get into the setup process, the tab will want to verify us, or by typing the screen lock that we had before the reset, or by signing in into the Google account into which we are logged in on our device before the reset as a confirmation. There's a chance that it won't appear, but I'm just telling you that you need to be aware of that this may happen. Alright, now to perform that reset using the recovery mode, we need to power off our device. So click power button and volume up button and select power off. Okay, and now to get into the recovery mode, we need to hold power button and volume up button until the recovery mode launches. So simply hold both buttons. Just like that. Now using the volume keys, we can navigate. Now we need to select wipe data. Now confirm by clicking power button. Again, wipe all data, confirm, confirm, and now the process has started, so we need to wait a little bit. Data wipe successfully, confirm, and now select reboot, confirm, reboot to system, and now we just need to simply wait until our device turns on. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a backup of your data on POCO Pad M1. Okay, to create a backup we need to open up the settings. Now in here, click on About tab, scroll down a little bit until you find Backup and Restore. As you take a look, we have a lot of options available. For example, we have mobile device, computer, Xiaomi Cloud, and the Google Backup. When it comes to me, I highly recommend using the Google Backup because it always works. In my case, I never had a situation when it didn't work, so it's definitely one of my favorite options. And also Xiaomi Cloud is really okay, but if you want to use it, you need to be signed in into your Xiaomi account. If you don't have an account, you will have to create it, but don't worry, it is really easy process. When it comes to the mobile device backup, you need to be aware that if you create it, it will be stored in the internal storage of your pad. So even after the reset, the backup will be also deleted, and restoring it will be impossible after the reset. So remember about it. And when it comes to me, I will use the Google Backup for it. Just like I'm saying, it's my favorite option. To use this backup, down below we have backup details. We need to click on photos and videos, make sure that they are enabled. Same thing with other device data. Make sure that it's turned on. Down below we can see our Google account that we are currently logged into. And on that account, our backup will be saved and stored in the cloud. So for example, if you want to restart a backup later in the future, you'll need to be signed in into the same Google account that you can see on the screen on your device. Okay, now to create a backup, simply hit this green button. The process will now begin. It's going to take a little bit, so we just need to be patient. In here, as you take a look, a small circle appeared, and it's going slowly. It will slowly fulfill. When it disappears, it means that our backup has been successfully created. If everything goes fine, we will also see a notification on the bottom that everything has been successfully backed. So, I'll see you in a second. Okay, my backup has been successfully created. Also, under other device data, you can see that the backup has been created 0 minutes ago, so that's like a confirmation that everything went successfully. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I will show you how you can enable your power saving mode on this device. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top right side of the screen like this, which will bring down your toggles. Now you're looking for the power saving mode, battery saver, whatever is labeled as right here. It always does the same feature or function. And on this device, it will look like this. A battery icon with a plus inside of it. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is not the only battery saver we have right here, so let's scroll down and there the edit. And well, I guess it is the only one here. Okay, so never mind. So anyway, once you see this option right here, you can either tap on it to immediately turn it on. You can see battery saver is now on, or you can also hold it, and this will take you to the settings. Now in here, you have a couple of checkboxes, so don't wake screen for notifications, turn off when charged up to 50% or more, and schedule timer for basically turning it on and off. So you can play around with these, see if you want some of them or not. And it looks like turning it off doesn't really change anything. I do want to check one last thing in here. So if you go into the settings and under battery, balanced. Okay, so we do only have the two modes. Now you can see in here it tells us how it will, or by how much it will extend the battery. So right now we're at, what is it, 36%. Now it says right here. So 36%, and with that kind of percentage, we're gonna get about nearly 23 hours of battery life. Now in battery saver, we get almost 20. Wait, did I say 30? I meant 23. So 23 right now, and with battery saver we get 20, almost 8. So it's a decent little jump in battery, though nothing really significant. But if you want to extend your battery by a higher margin while still using the device, one of the best ways to do it is not going to be the actual battery saver. What it is going to be is the brightness. So by lowering the brightness to whatever level you still feel comfortable using the device in, well, meaning the brightness, this will get you much better battery life. And just to put that out there, from the max brightness to like half, you're gonna get a probably 30-40% increase in battery life about. So it is going to be a massive increase in battery life. And it's going to be in terms of usage itself. When your screen is on and you're using it for whatever reason, like whatever task, brightness will have a insane impact on your battery life compared to, for instance, the power saving mode being enabled. That, while using the device, will have almost no visible impact, no matter what the numbers in the settings say. So something to keep in mind. So anyway, now with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to check the total screen time on this device. So let's start with opening the settings. And here in this left section, we have to scroll down to find something called Digital Wellbeing and Parental Controls. Let's tap on it. So here we've got the graph which will show us for how long we've been using this device today. In my case, 52 minutes, and most of the time I've spent on the settings. We can also check some further details just by tapping inside the graph, and we will be transferred to the dashboard where you can check the screen time in particular days of the week. You can compare them, and under it you've got the list of apps which you've been using with specific time you've spent on them. Also, you can tap on the specific app, for example the settings, and again you've got the dashboard, but this time it is tightly connected with this one app, so you can check the usage of this specific app. Let me go back, because I also wanted to show you ways to disconnect, not all of them, but maybe app limits and focus. Let's tap on app limits, and here we've got the list of all apps which are currently installed on your device with the hourglass icons next to them. So let's pretend I've decided that I am spending too much time on the camera, for example. And then all we have to do is to tap on this timer icon or hourglass icon, and now we can set the timer. So for example, if I will set it for 0 hours and 30 minutes, it means that I will be able to use this app for 30 minutes during a day. And after that time, the app will be blocked. And obviously it will be unblocked at midnight, because as you can see here, we've got the information that it will reset at midnight. We can also set it for 0 hours and 0 minutes, which means that we can block it immediately. Let me tap on OK. As you can see, it is right here with limits. And after getting back to the homepage, we can see that the camera is a little bit grayed out, a little bit transparent maybe. And after trying to open it, we've got this information that, sorry, but the timer ran out and you will be able to use it tomorrow. So I think that maybe, obviously, it is not the best option to use if you wish to block the app. However, I think it is a quite good option to simply inform you that, hey, maybe you really shouldn't open this app because you're using it too much. Obviously, we can quickly remove it just by going to settings and here removing the timer. So this is how it works. And another thing which I really highly recommend to use is the focus mode. So let's tap on it. Here we can select distracting apps. So maybe I don't know, some kind of social media apps, etc. It's completely up to you. Just mark them here in the list. You can of course tap on show all, choose them, and then tap on set a schedule. So here we can choose specific days of the week and specific hours. Just by tapping on them, you can select them or turn them off. The start time, you can choose it from the clock. And after tapping on set, your device will basically limit the notifications from those distracting apps. They will hide them. So we will be able to focus on different things like, for example, I don't know, working, studying, spending time with your family, or simply resting, or whatever you'd like to use this focus mode for. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Pad M1, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through settings. So, to get started, you'll want to open up your settings application, and in here, navigate to About Tablet, which is the first option. Now from here we're going to scroll down and you will find Factory Reset option, and in here you just want to select Erase All Data. Now it does give you quick info that basically it will remove all the data that is listed right here, which importantly includes things like photos, videos, and basically all user data. Anyway, we're going to click on Erase All Data, and does give us this option to back up to Xiaomi Cloud. Keep in mind, backing up to your Xiaomi Cloud is basically done to someone else's computer and is only available to you on other Xiaomis. As a backup, it's a very stupid idea to do this because it dictates when you can restore your own personal data. It's not being stored on your computer. It's not super secure, let's be honest. And on top of that, if you're in Europe, the companies are mandated to keep this data for, I believe, like 2 years or so, at which point they do need to delete it. So it's not even a permanent solution either. So if you're planning to make a backup, make it to your own computer instead. I don't have anything here that I want to back up, so I'm going to select Factory Reset. Now, Xiaomi thinks that their user base is basically room temperature IQ, so it gives us a 10-second timer, which we can't progress further till it passes, wasting sequentially 20 seconds of our life that we will never get back, letting us know that it deletes all the data because, you know, the 2 messages before that weren't clear enough. So let's click on OK, and now it will begin factory resetting the device, which will take probably a couple minutes, we'll see, to finish up. And once it's completed, we will be presented with Android setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And you can see that the process is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1 and let me share with you how to turn off ads and their personalizations. So let's start with two, I believe, the most important steps which you can take in order to turn off ads or limit the ads. Let's start with opening the settings. Here in this left section, let's scroll down and find this Google one. Just tap on Google, then go to all services, and here scroll to find ads. You can use those all services even though you do not have your Google account added, so no worries. Just tap on ads, and here we've got the section with the thing which is called advertising ID. And basically removing it or deleting it, I mean, this is what we will do in a second, will not limit the amount of the notifications, the amount of advertisements which you receive. However, it will limit the personalization of those ads. So for example, your device will not show you the options, the items for which you've been searching for before, etc. So you won't be, pressured to buy something. I really highly recommend to remove your advertising ID. So first of all, tap on Reset Advertising ID, tap on Confirm, and then Delete Advertising ID and tap on Delete it. Of course, you can read all of those stuff. Another thing which we can do in the settings is to go all the way up and go to More Connectivity Options. Here we've got something called Private DNS, so let's open it and tap on Private DNS Provider. Tap on Custom Name, and here we have to enter dns.adguard.com. So here, and tap on Save. And thanks to using that kind of DNS, our device will limit the advertisements. Another thing which we can do, and it might be obvious for a vast amount, for all of you almost, but I wanted to remind you about the ad blocks, because nowadays we do not have the ad blocks which are only connected with the browsers, but we've got also those which are connected with, for example, the system, the whole Android system. So let's go to the Play Store. Here in the search section, just enter adblock or something similar. And here we've got the full list of all available ad blocks from which you can choose. So as you can see, we've got really a lot of options from which we can search and which we can download. So for example, we've got the Adblocker Pro, we've got also the content blocker, we've got also the here, for example, Adblocker for Android, etc. So I really highly recommend to go through those apps and try to find the one which will suit you. Moreover, if you're receiving a lot of notification ads, for example, from a specific app, in my case, let's pretend it is a Play Store. So we can tap on it and hold it, and then go to this info icon. Now we can scroll or go to the notifications, and here we've got different categories, different notifications categories from which we can choose from. And what I recommend to do is to try to find the notifications from which are somehow connected with the advertisement. So for example, in my case here, payments, deals and recommendations sounds a little bit like advertisement. So just tap on it, and here you can quickly turn it off just by tapping on the switcher. So your device will not show you those notifications. Of course, if you do not really care about the notifications from this app at all, you can simply turn off all of the notifications just by tapping on this one, Show Notifications. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Tab M1, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through recovery mode. So, I do want to quickly mention that you can do this kind of reset in order to get rid of a screen lock if you have one set that you don't know. But I also want to make sure that you are aware that when doing this kind of reset to get rid of a screen lock that you don't know, most of the time your device will become FRP locked. And this is the result when you're doing a reset and you have a Google account signed in. I don't have any kind of account signed in here, so this won't be a problem for me, but just be wary of that when you do and you reset your device, while you're going through the setup process, your phone will force you to verify either your Google or your screen lock that it had set before. And if you can't do either one of those, you will be just kind of stuck on a setup, and your tablet becomes more or less a brick instead of a functional device. Anyway, so what you want to do is turn off the device, and we're gonna start holding power button and volume up at the same time, which brings up boot options, and here just swipe up to turn off your device. Now when the tablet turns off, you want to hold power button and volume up again. You can let go of the power button when you see the POCO logo. And this takes us to the recovery mode. Now at the bottom you can see it tells us that we can navigate through these options using volume buttons, and power button will be used to confirm whatever is selected. So with that in mind, I'm going to select volume down just so I can select wipe data. Confirm it with the power button. Then I'm just going to select wipe all data and confirm. As you can see, it begins resetting the data. It goes pretty quickly. This literally took like 2 seconds. So we're gonna now press power button to go back to main menu. Then we're gonna press it again to reboot and to reboot to system. And right now the device will reboot, continue resetting itself in the background, and once it's finished doing so, we will be presented with Android setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And as you can see, the process is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in the front of me I've got a POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to set the night light or a comfort mode. So we will start with the customization of this mode. So let's open the settings. And here in this left section, scroll down and find display and brightness. Then let's scroll down and find reading mode, which is the name of the eye comfort mode or night light in this device. So just tap on the reading mode and tap on the switcher at the top. So here we've got two different modes from which we can choose. We've got the cycle one, which is the automatic option, and the classic, where we can manually change the effects. So let me mark classic. I'm not really sure if you can see the difference, probably not. So let's tap on this arrow right here, so we will be able to change the color temperature, for example. As you can see, it is right in the middle. Probably that's why we cannot really see the difference. By going to the left, we can make it cooler, and by going to the right, warmer. So finally, we can see that the screen turns a little bit yellowish or amber. It is in order to filter the blue light. What's more, it will be much easier for you to look at the screen at the dim light. So if you're a night owl, then I highly recommend to use this mode. Here we've got also the texture option. Let me quickly go back to this colder side. We can apply the texture, and I'm not really sure if you will see it. I hope that you will. The background looks more like a paper. I'm not 100% sure why we would like to apply the texture. I believe it is when we are reading, etc., and we want to have this paper-like feeling. We can apply the texture, and it will look like just a book, a page from the book. So it's up to you whether you wish to use it or not, obviously. And here we've got also the option colors. So after tapping on it, we can either display full colors. Of course, they will be a little bit affected by the reading mode, but they will still be vibrant and visible. We can also set light colors. As you can see here, we've got the colors on the switcher, so we can check the how it will look like. And the colors are a little bit dull or washed out. It is maybe not visible on the home screen because the wallpaper itself is also quite light, I would say. But we can compare the switcher, and black and white, and everything will be displayed in black and white manner. So it's up to you which option you prefer to use. I think I prefer full colors, those which are vibrant. And here you can restore defaults also. After getting back under the reading mode option, we've got this schedule option. And basically you can turn it on just by tapping on the switcher. And we've got two different options from which we can choose. So custom period, you can freely choose the start and the end time, and your device will apply the mode accordingly. Or you can choose good night's read, and basically this is based on the location. Your device will automatically decide when the sunsets and sunrises are. And then it will of course apply the reading mode. Or you can simply use this switcher, which is more manual. Alright, so this is the customization of the reading mode, and if you wish to have much faster access to it, so you can quickly turn it on and off, simply unroll the top bar, unroll it so you can see those tiles. Let me go back. And the problem is that we cannot really see the names of the tiles. So just tap on edit. And now finally we can check for what they are responsible for. And as far as I can see, we do not have the nightlight or reading mode right here in this preset section. So we have to scroll and find the reading mode. In my case, it is right here. So just tap on this plus icon. It will be immediately added to this first section. If you wish, you can also show icon labels in Control Center. So just tap on this switcher and tap on the tick icon in the right upper corner. So now all we have to do is to simply tap on this tile to turn it on. You can see that the screen turns yellowish, and tap on it again to turn it off. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Pad M1, and today I will show you how you can record the screen on this tablet. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top of your screen. You want to do that from the right side specifically, as the left side will have your notifications. So in here, we're looking for the screen recorder, which looks to be added by default. It's this little camcorder looking like icon. But if you don't see it here, you can add it yourself by clicking on the edit button right below, and then finding it in this section right here where you have the green pluses. So when you find it, you would click on the green plus, and you can see it just zooms the app over. Click on the check mark, and you can see we have now access to it in here. Now, before you tap on it, I also recommend holding it in this kind of panel. Let me just quickly check something. Yep, okay, so there is a difference by holding it. Now we don't need to allow notifications. So I'm going to hold it again. And you can see when you hold it, it gives us settings. So in here we can increase or decrease the resolution of our video, though it is set to the 1080p, highest one that this device can do. We have video quality being set a little bit higher than it needs to be. 32 megabits is an absolute overkill. 24, maybe even 16 would be still good enough for this device, so you can lower it down if you want. And the difference here, like this option, what it will do is probably experienced this already sometimes. When you have videos on the internet, or maybe like movies that you would search for online, they tend to usually have this kind of like, when you have a normal image, you have like these blocky areas where the colors are not matching the colors outside of the block, right? So this is basically a bitrate. Videos like that tend to be just cut down in terms of how much space they take, and this is the same thing. Lower bitrate will basically have that happen, though in here instead of blackiness like I'm explaining, it will be something similar, but only when it's when the image is in motion. The moment it stops moving, for instance, like it's right now, it would eventually start getting sharper and sharper till it looks normal, like it does when you normally use the device, but the recording itself will have this kind of effect. So if you have this kind of thing where in the motion things become lower resolution, and when they stop moving they regain that resolution, this is basically the video quality and bitrate right here. You'd want to increase that, and this would completely remove this kind of problem. Orientation below that is completely up to you how you want to. It's set to auto by default, so whichever orientation you will start recording at, that's the orientation that the device will kind of maintain the recording in. And just keep in mind that the start orientation is going to be the orientation of the video for the remainder of the time, even when it switches. Next we have the sound source. So we have several options. We have system, microphone, none, and both. You can choose whichever one you want. Just know that when using both, you might want to use headphones for that. And lastly, it's the frame rate. Now this is one of the options that I do recommend changing, and we do have a couple options that are good. 60, 90. Now, good in terms of what it allows you to select, but in reality there's only one correct option, which is the 60. This will give you a nice battery smooth video recording, at least, and also for 90 that is going to be nice, but if you're planning to like upload it anywhere, most video players, at least like the online one like YouTube and so on, are capped to 60. So anything above it just gets kind of removed. So you would be able to view it on your tablet, because I believe that does have 90 Hz refresh rate right here. But if you're uploading it online, that is redundant. So in this case, I recommend just sticking with 60. That's primarily what most people use for recordings anyway. So that's going to be the best option. So there we go. Gonna now, actually before I close this, I am gonna talk about, you have also these toggles right here. You can toggle them on or off depending on how you want it. So anyway, let's close this up. Find the toggle, tap on it. And when you tap on it, instead of holding it, it gets you this overlay right here. So we have settings, close, folder, which takes us to the screen recordings, and record button. When you click on record, obviously the device starts recording. You have a timer. This overlay right here is not going to be visible on a recording. And now we can open up any kind of application. Now we have two amazing ones like Netflix and Spotify, which I'll take the opportunity to crap on, even though I don't have internet. Let's see, maybe something will stay open. Oh, there we go. So we have a login page right here. Now this will matter because, you'll see in a second. So two applications that I tried to open up. Spotify should be a good example, but Netflix is the one that I always like to showcase as it's more often installed on a lot of devices. Now let's open up something that doesn't have problems running, like this one. There we go. And now we can interact here with this overlay. Click on the square, red one, and this will stop the recording and save it. So when it does so, you can find your screen recording by going into your gallery application. Now the gallery application that we have right here, this one, is going to be the better option, at least for finding screenshots and screen recordings, compared to the Photos app from Google. And the reason for that is when you open it up, let's select Allow All. Let's give it a moment. It will load up under Photos your screen recordings, but what it also does is separates it into albums. So we can navigate to Collection right here, and navigate to Screenshots and click on it. And you can see here we have two different sections. We have Screenshots and Screen Recordings. So they are neatly organized into its own category, making finding whatever screenshots or screen recording later on down the line stupidly easy. So we're going to click on it and view it here. Now what you're about to see is basically a feature of Android that is designed to protect privacy and security of the user. Now it's most likely not going to be used for that purpose for the most part, because corporations don't care to protect your privacy or security, they care to protect their own. So you'll see that with Spotify in a second. And I believe there was already a login screen right here. Yep, there was already, should be at least. And what you're gonna see is nothing. You see nothing. And the reason for that is because Spotify, along with Netflix, use this garbage ass thing to basically prevent you from being able to use your device the way you want to, by implementing this into their own application. Now I want to point out, I am not signed into neither Netflix nor Spotify, nor have I really given it any permissions to do anything. And even when it goes further for applications like Netflix, I don't even own a Netflix account. Therefore, I haven't even ever agreed to terms of service or use. So I find it absolutely disgusting that a corporation, without my permission, my knowledge, or even question, decides to change how my device can do specific functions on it. And for that sole purpose, I will just say, go F yourself, Spotify and Netflix, and you can use something else, like for instance, Cloudstream. You can see that when you add a good repository, for instance, like the Sora Stream Lite, you get basically every place that you can possibly watch TV shows from or movies like Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Hulu, Apple TV, and so on. You get them for free. It basically works like a watch online kind of Google search where you find something. But instead of you needing to scour the web for it, you have a single place where everything is neatly organized. It doesn't work perfectly, but it sure works perfectly if you consider that it's free. And for people that are wondering, the application isn't piracy because the application itself doesn't actually allow access to this. It's like a web browser, but for a specific content like TV shows and videos, which you have to add the source of it, which if you do a little bit of search, you can easily find it, or you can even ask ChatGPT. So in any case, that's something that I would recommend checking out instead of this garbage, because any corporation that just completely disregards your personal rights, I believe, should not have any kind of right to exist on your device. So, hello? Alright, we're in a video recorder. So, know your place, trash. Boom. There we go, perfect. So, anyway, that about sums it up. So, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.